Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. So when it comes to trading, your broker is the most important part of your trading journey, right? Why am I saying this? Your strategy might be good, yes, we know that, but if you are using a different broker, or if you are using a broker whose rules are not going according to your strategy, you are going to be suffering. So I saw this comment on one of my posts. Basically what he was talking about is, why is my trades, right, are individual trades and they are not combined into one. Now, to understand this, I know a lot of you guys might have already known this, but let's just go ahead and explain, right? We have two different sets of brokers. Now, there's a third one, but it's not really that common, right? We have hedging brokers and netting brokers. Now, with hedging brokers, which is the broker I use, right? You can open multiple positions on the same pair. Do you understand that? You can open multiple positions on the same pair. When it comes to netting, you can't. I'll explain it in a while, right? But let's just look at the examples of brokers who actually do what? Accept hedging. The first broker, which is the broker that I use, Fusion Markets, XM, we have XNES, and we have Pepperstone. These brokers, they are non-US regulated brokers. They are not regulated by the USA. So you can hold two different trades on the same pair, and it's still going to be all right. When it comes to netting, we have Oanda and we have IB. That is interactive brokers. You can't hold two different positions on the same pair. Let's just go ahead. Let me explain this. So I'll be explaining this with my trades on Euro USD. So I started this trade back on Friday. That was last week Friday. You can see it right here. That was when I started this trade. You can see that my trades on last week Friday is still here. And today, when I finally got another reason for an entry or to add to my trades, you can see that I added another trade today, which is also this right here. Note the difference. This is not combined to this. This is an individual trade. I can choose to close this, leaving this right here. I can also choose to close this trade, leaving this trade right here. That is because my broker, which is Fusion Markets, they use hedging. They don't use netting. So I can now do this type of things because my broker doesn't use netting, right? So that is an advantage because when price starts pushing all the way up, I can choose to add in more and more and more trades. Choose to get out of at least one or two, leaving the rest to run, right? Very, very nice. That's a very huge advantage. That is not only it. I can also choose to do buy and sell on the same pair. I can choose to open buy and sell positions on the same pair. Now let me use this scenario because right now a lot of you guys will be thinking about what I'm saying and you'll be thinking that I'll buy and sell at the same time right here. It's not a good thing to do. So I'm not even going to recommend that. What I'm saying is, you see this high that I've just marked right here. Let's say price push all the way up to that high. You can see price pushing from this zone. So price push all the way up to that high and I'm seeing a serious rejection. If I know that that rejection that we are having within this zone is not going to come all the way back and take me out of this cells right here, maybe it's just going to hit this line right here and continue shooting all the way up to my final TP. I can choose to do sell from this zone all the way back to this level before we continue pushing all the way up again. So I can just choose to do execute another sell trade. These are two different trades on the same pair, not just two different trades, two different trades in two different directions. So I can choose to sell all the way down to this zone again before price do continues to push all the way up. That is another huge advantage of hedging. So if your broker is using hedging, you have this sort of advantages. You can do this and everything is going to be fine. Price is going to actually do execute your sell right here, come all the way down, you get out of your sell trace and you continue with the upward movement again. Very, very nice, right? Now let's go down and I'll explain what netting feels like if your broker is actually using netting, right? I've actually made this already, so it's going to be quite very, very easy. So I have to bring this to the middle so that you can see it much more clearly, especially if I'm doing if I'm explaining it. All right, so this is good. This right here is good. So let me just do it this way so that you understand. Now, this was the first trade. All right, so let me just do this. Let me add a trade here. Come and add another trade here. So that I'll use it to do to explain what this actually means, right? All right. So this is what we are looking at. Price was pushing all the way up. We are having an uptrend and price was pushing all the way up. I executed my first trade, which is 30 lot size here. Very, very nice. When price gave me this what? Bullish flag right here. I know if we break above it, we are pushing all the way up again. So I executed another what? Buy trade, which is 30 again. Because this right here is netting, because my broker is using netting, it's not using what? Hedging. Is a US regulated what? Broker. It's not going to allow me to hold two trades. It's not going to allow this trade to be running and this trade to be running again in separate volumes. No, it's not going to do that. It's going to cancel this trade right here, cancel the new trade that I've just executed, and to merge it together to give me a what? A 60 lot size trade. But because this was already in profit and this is just a newly what? Executed trade, it will give me the average position of those two trades. So if the average position of those two trades is here, this is where the 60 lot size is going to be opened. If the average positions of those two trades is here, that is where the 60 what? Position lot size is going to be opened. Do you understand that? So a lot of you guys, you'll be using netting brokers and you not know. And when you are using netting brokers, it becomes very, very hard, especially if you have a strategy that can give you multiple trades at the same day or that can give you multiple trades in the same week. It's going to be hard. That's why when it comes to institutional levels, they use netting because you can't be trading a lot of lot sizes on the same pair. You can't do that. When you add in a lot size, it's just going to add and give you the what? The average, right? So let's go ahead and see the advantages and disadvantages of hedging and netting. Why am I saying we should go ahead and see these two things? Because this will actually make you choose whether you want a hedging broker or a netting broker. So let's look at this. I use a hedging broker, so I'll be using myself as an example, right? I just realized I wrote this twice, but that's just by the way. So multiple same pair trades, right? I can do this, you can't. What is multiple same pair trades? I've already told you. I can trade on Euro USD, I can trade on Zhao USD, I can trade on what? JPY USD. I can trade on those same pairs. I can execute two, three different buys on the same pair, and I can choose to close one buy. You can't do that. If you execute the first trade and you come and add a different trade, it's just going to add to the lot. It's not going to open a separate trade. I can keep separate entries. So if I execute one right here and price is pushing all the way up, let's say let me just use this, right? So if I've executed a trade right here and price started pushing all the way up and I want to execute another trade right here, to me, I can do that. And price will continue pushing all the way up. I can choose to close this and leave this trade right here. You do what? You can't. That is another thing that I can do, and that is another thing that you can't actually do. You can't actually do, right? Very, very simple. So let's go to the what? The fourth one, which is what? I can close each trade alone. Yes, I've just explained this. I can close one trade, leaving the other. You can't do that if you are using either IB or Oyanda. You can't do that because they are what? US regulated brokers. I can place a buy and sell at once. Yes, I can buy. Price is pushing all the way up. Maybe I'm having a resistance and I see that this resistance might be nice, even though it will not take me out of my buys, but it will be a what? A simple profit. I can catch just a small move. I can actually sell again and the sell will be in profit. The buy will still be in profit until price gets to it, right? You can't do that if you are using a what? A netting broker. You can't do that. Strategy flexibility. When it comes to hedging, strategies are extremely good because if I'm using the short bar strategy on a 1 minute time frame on gold, which can give me at least 4 or 5 different trades on the same day, I can execute those 4 or 5 different trades and I'll still have those 4 or 5 different trades running. I can choose to close 3 trades, leaving what? One. You can't do that if you execute the first trade and you see another strategy, you want to execute another trade again. It's just going to combine everything and to give you the what? The average. You understand the concept? So yes, that is just the difference between what? Hedging and netting. So if you found yourself under netting, please try your best and understand it. If it's what you actually want to be trading with, if that broker is what you actually want to be trading with, try your best and do what? And just use that broker, right? It's very, very nice. But if you are someone who wants to hold trades for a couple of days and on a single pair, you are someone just like me, I can execute 3 or 4 different trades on a single pair because I have a lot of what strategies. If I'm in a strategy with the 714 method and I see another what trade with the what let's say short bar strategy, I'm executing that trade as well. If I see another trade with the what MBK strategy, I'm executing that one as well. So yes, to me, using fusion markets is the best. To be honest, you can already see that almost all my videos in the description, I put my broker, and I'll tell you this is the brokers I recommend, which is what fusion markets and what xness. Those are the only two brokers I recommend. Why? Because they are hedging brokers, and I like hedging. I can trade multiple trades on the same pair, and it will still be good. All of it will be running. I can choose to close one or two. Yeah, but that's just it. I just wanted to talk about this, and I know I usually talk a lot, but just try your best and understand. Use a broker that is actually good for you. Don't just go ahead and be using any other broker, right? I know a lot of people use IB, that's interactive brokers, but yes, just try your best and understand your trading movement. How do you want to trade? Because if you understand how you want to trade, you understand the broker that you want to use. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys for watching.